In the autumn of 1962, as the world was still trembling from the Cuban Missile Crisis, another conflict was quietly taking shape. Far from the cameras, far from the speeches of Washington and Moscow, a new battlefield of the Cold War was emerging. It was unfolding in the mountains and deserts of Yemen, a country rarely mentioned in Western headlines, yet suddenly transformed into a strategic fault line. Governments moved armies, monarchies feared revolution, intelligence services whispered in secret rooms. And into this rising storm stepped a different actor, the World Federation of Trade Unions, an organization with over 120 million members aligned with the socialist bloc, and determined to expose what it called imperialist aggression. On November 26, 1962, the Federation issued a declaration, not for the newspapers, not for the public, but for selected allies across the world. Tonight, that document resurfaces. This is the black folder, and now the letter begins. Before reading the declaration, a moment of context. In September 1962, Yemen overthrew its centuries-old monarchy and declared a republic. Egypt supported the revolutionaries. Saudi Arabia armed the royalists. Britain watched closely, and the United States feared another Cuba, this time on the Arabian Peninsula. It is inside this geopolitical tension that the World Federation of Trade Unions prepared its message. Official communication, November 26, 1962. Chers camarades, please find attached the text of the declaration of the WFTU concerning the imperialist attempts of aggression against the Arab Republic of Yemen bien fraternellement, le secrétariat de la FSM. A polite introduction, but what follows is not polite at all. The declaration. The text begins with a direct accusation. Since the end of last September, when the Republic was proclaimed in Yemen, putting an end to a retrograde, inhuman and unpopular regime, the Anglo-American imperialists, masters of oil in the Near and Middle East, and their allies, the reactionary monarchs of neighboring countries, have done everything possible to overthrow the newly established popular regime. This is classic Cold War language, sharp, ideological, uncompromising. The declaration continues. These conspiracies have failed thanks to the vigilance and firmness of the Yemeni people, as well as the support of the peoples of other countries. The imperialists and their agents are now preparing a direct, large-scale military intervention against the Arab Republic of Yemen. A warning follows, dramatic and alarming. Already English, Jordanian and Saudi military forces, these last ones advised by American experts, are concentrating near Yemen in an attempt to strike a mortal blow at this young republic. This passage is the core of the accusation that a Western-backed coalition was preparing to crush the new republic by force. The call to the world. Now the tone shifts from accusation to mobilization. In the name of its 120 million members, the WFTU, faithful to its principles, vigorously condemns these imperialist preparations which threaten the independence of the Arab Republic of Yemen, as well as the peace and security of the Near and Middle East. The declaration then calls upon unions everywhere. It launches a fervent appeal to the workers of the world and to their trade union organizations, asking them to react energetically to the reactionary and imperialist conspiracies against the young Yemeni Republic. To express their solidarity with the people and workers of Yemen fighting for independence and for the improvement of their economic, social, and political conditions. This was not a simple statement. It was a global call to action, a soft power mobilization stretching from Europe to Africa to Asia. Final warning. The last page raises the stakes even higher. The WFTU insistently asks the United Nations and all international bodies to take necessary measures to block any imperialist armed intervention threatening the independence of the Arab Republic of Yemen, the peace and security of the Near and Middle East, and the right of the Yemeni people to decide for themselves. Followed by a message of solidarity. Wishing ever greater success to the people and workers of Yemen in their persistent efforts for their legitimate aspirations, the WFTU assures them once more of its support and fraternal solidarity in the just struggle they are waging for the noble cause of social and economic progress, the independence of their country, and peace. Signed, Le Secrétariat de la FSM. Prague, November 26, 1962. Looking back now, this declaration is more than a political message. It is a snapshot of a world divided in two, where every revolution became a battlefield, and every small nation became a piece on a global chessboard. The conflict in Yemen would continue for years. Foreign powers would intervene, directly, indirectly, or through proxies. And the region would remain unstable long after this document was forgotten. Tonight, we opened a file sealed by time, a voice from Prague, warning of a war in Yemen that history would later confirm. Another truth revealed, another secret uncovered by the black folder.